almost like this white is right type thing.
Oh, it definitely. What a great comment to make. Right is white. That. So yes, that is the feeling that you get, and when you made the comment, because you made a comment, when we walk into these rooms and this black man won't even say hi, my perspective is, are you really not saying hi because you're embarrassed? Hear me out. Are you feeling some type of way because this beautiful black woman walked into the room and you showed up with what you showed up with? Now, listen, right? Because this show is to agree to disagree, right? But I'm strong in who I am. Yeah. I'm standing on 10 on it.
Yeah, you are.
And yes, is that how you feel? Because the truth is, what we've seen, and I do mean 9 out of 10. For the women in New England, y'all know, and the women of colors, come on now. When we out and what we see, it doesn't matter if we're at a Broadway show, at the opera, watching a ballet, watching stand-up comedy, at a nightclub, doing brunch, having coffee at Starbucks. What we see is when they're with someone of the opposite culture. It's not like this woman is the best woman in the
I hate that Lolly always says this.
But I do.
Go ahead.
I do. Yeah. It's because it's the facts, right? Because it's one thing if you say you date everyone. It's another thing when you say you won't date me, but you show up with that. And that is not necessarily the color. It's that of the appearance that you're judging me on, because I showed up looking like the Taj Mahal and you walked in with Motel 6. I'm just saying, like, if we're not going to be honest about how we're being made to feel, then we can't have an open discussion on what do we need to do to do something about it.
I just don't want to get into the trap of appearances, because I believe in more so substance, right?
I agree.
And I do want people to get past even just my appearance or whatever the case is, or not to ostracize me because of an appearance. So I'm not going to make that assumption.
But Angie, can I just say something? Yeah. Let me just say something for a minute. You and I both know, just like if we take the man we saw last night, Chocolate Adonis. He was gorgeous, right? And he was with a sister. Yeah. But let's be honest. Anybody who sees anybody on this earth, the first thing we see is appearance.
Absolutely.
It is the first thing that attracts.
Absolutely.
You could sit here and tell me all day long, I'm attracted to your mind. Sure, after you saw tits and ass and everything else that you like. Right? Okay, so I'm going to shut up now.
I mean, I understand that. But then it's like, for me to make the general statement that someone may be with someone because and look at how they look. I understand that, but I just don't want it to then limit or cancel out anything of substance. You know what I mean? So despite whatever, and you're absolutely right. A lot of times I see very good looking brothers, and then I see who they're with, and I'm like, damn. And I just feel like I can make this argument that sometimes what I'll hear is about the appearance of black women, or we don't keep ourselves together, or
how often have we heard that in New England,
or we don't black women, or this or that. But then all at the same time, what I see, some of these men with, if you're going off appearance, it's just like, wow, okay.
And that's why I made the point. Because
I know.
This is what we're, specifically the New England area, this is what we hear.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so, okay, y'all want to be white because you got extensions in your hair. Oh, hold up. Because her salon next to my salon. And I see her getting the tracks. Mm-hmm. What you mean? Like, what you mean? So Angie, you're right? Because substance is the key. Right. But with men in New England, let's just be honest. How many conversations have you had with black men in New England in which they had substance?
Well, and that's the thing that I am getting to.
All right.
I've had a lot with black men who have substance, but a lot of them, they're already taken.
Right.
And
or they don't date us.
Yeah, they don't date us.
Right.
But you know,
that
yeah.
You gotta be honest.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, you know, again, this is coming to a space of like trying to figure it out and trying to understand it. It's like, okay, why are you ostracizing me? Because I come into the room strong in my identity, and
my confidence shows. Right?
Yeah.
We have an aura.
Yeah. And it's almost like, you know, in those same rooms, you said, why aren't they speaking to us or whatever? Sometimes I feel like I'm resented for even being present in these. And it's
our
almost,
word.
you know, our fourth word is resentment. And I do feel sometimes like when I appear in certain rooms and environments in New England or, you know, Massachusetts again specifically, is that there's somewhat of a resentment towards me. And I'm just recalling I had joined a gym, and it's a gym where the premium you know, the monthly payments for the gym is could be a very nice car. And I remember there weren't too many black people in the gym, and I not was only in the gym, but then I also was in this specific class that you had to pay an additional amount of money for to be in this class. And there was a brother in this class, and it was just a weird interaction, you know, weird interaction.
What do you mean by weird interaction?
I could tell me being present
made him uncomfortable. And, you know, I just, you know, and again, I don't know for a fact whether or not it did, but it but it just felt like there might have been some uncomfortableness or whatever. Let me stop you for a minute, because your intuition is our intuition is always spot on, not even close. You're right.
Yeah.
So you felt what he was putting off. It was the energy that he was putting off that made you didn't make it up.
And, you know, okay, so let me go further. Got to know this person who's a great person, I will say that. But he grew up in a white town. Most of his friends are white. And so
I'm not willing to accept that excuse from him.
No. But I feel, like, but again, it goes to like what is around you, and then I just feel like you will assimilate to, because what person truly, except for black women, will choose to identify with the group that's being treated like shit? Like, it's just not even self-preservation really to identify, and I feel like that's what it is really. If from my perception, that they would rather not deal with the struggles or the extra fight and effort that they may have to put into being successful or to live in a certain neighborhood. Like, they'll be more welcome into the neighborhood if they have a white wife.
So let's go here, because you've just unpacked a lot. You said a lot. I'm going to go back to the point about when you were in the gym. It was obviously it was expensive. That's her nice way of saying it was expensive, and she could afford it. Okay, and she's in the gym with another black man, and he gave off the feeling that made you feel like, what are you doing here? I'm here. What are you doing here? And the resentment key of Well, it's based, he did grow up a certain way. I got to know him. He grew up a certain way, and that kind of shaped his perspective. Okay, well, let's just keep it a buck then. We both grew up with roaches in our cereal.
Right. Tell it
what it is. Let's put it on the street. And yet, that experience made me say, my kids ain't growing up like that. And I don't want that anymore. I need to change, not assimilate, push forward, right? In a positive direction. I'm not going to give no brother the pass.
You ain't gonna pass?
You're not passing, baby. You're not passing because of how you grew up and that was your surrounding, and because your surrounding wasn't your mama who could have lost her life to give birth to you. That was your surrounding. Her womb was your surrounding.
Not the womb.
I'm gonna bring it to the front street. Right. Her black areola is what you sucked on.
Yeah.
And so you can't get that pass. The resentment, because I'm 1,000% with you. Resentment. What a powerful word. So we're resented because we felt that we could. I'm a Reading Rainbow kid. Grew up on Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take a look within a book. We're reading Rainbow. I can do anything. So we heard that. And they heard the same thing. And their thing was, oh, well, let me assimilate even though I can't do anything. That was the cop-out move. We heard that as black women who are pushing forward in all levels of society and they said I can do anything. What does that
be going hard? She's like, Lolly's going hard. She's coming for next. But I'm not coming for next. You coming for next. Because, again, I'm just trying to understand. So tell us if our perspective is wrong. You know what I mean? Tell us if Lolly's perspective is wrong.
Right.
Are we not resented? Right.
Have you not been resented?
You know what I mean? And then hopefully some brothers are watching. So because truly we need that perspective.
Yeah, we need that perspective.
We need that perspective.
But you had lunch with a brother.
Yeah.
And what was? Remember, he was chopping jewels at you.
Yeah, he was dropping jewels. And I kind of got a feeling like, just to be honest,
come on,
I kind of got a feeling like he previously didn't date black women. I did get that feeling.
Of course you did. Because he did.
I did.
Right.
Right. And
it's the key words.
Right. And, usually I do not have braids in my hair, but right now for the summer.
And they looking gorgeous.
I'm rocking braids or whatever the case is.
Looking gorgeous.
Thank you, babe. And I do feel like there was like this look up and down it's just, I do feel sometimes with black men, you kind of get, oh, you too black. You coming in here too black. Oh, I don't know.
Exotic.
You gonna show me up or whatever. No, exotic is not for black women. No, the exotic is for when you got a Filipino mix.
Touche. Touche.
Or you Greek, or you Italian, or you this and you that.
You right. Touche.
Yeah.
And it's funny that Angie says this because I'm on dating sites, right?
I'm not.
She's not. I'm having a horrible time with them, but I'm trying. Ladies, I'm trying. And every black man that I've met on there, and I have met a total of 22 since 2023.
Okay, girl.
I only had like 5 days.
Yeah, maybe I should get on.
I'm getting off. And all of these black men had not dated a black woman, not married, and their kids weren't black in New England. All of them.
Wow.
And I picked it up right away, asking them questions about, okay, well, tell me a little bit about your relationships and all that. And it was like, oh, she was from this country, she was from that country, she was that. So we got passport bros who doing passport bros in Massachusetts. Because yeah.
Damn, I didn't even know the number.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because I'm always telling Lolly, "Oh, girl, we gonna beat our qualified kings and da 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 da." It's just I'm like, it's just a numbers game. But then when I hear the actual numbers, shit.
So your job.
22 brothers never dated
or married or had kids with a black woman in New England, and so. Angie made a wonderful point. She talked about me going for the next, but Angie made a point. She said, so hold on. So you spent your whole
quantitative analysis is not good right now.
It's not. But she says, right? Angie says to me the other day, she's like, but Lolly, so these brothers want to have their youth, their 20s and their 30s, and then they want to get in their 40s and 50s. They done used up and beat down, and then had the sister rebuild them.
Yeah.
If you look at those numbers, again, this is my experience, ladies. Again, this is an open, collaborative discussion. This is why we need your input. But if you look at those numbers, like she said, the quantitative data, that tells you that she's kind of right. Because, again, I am a mature. I'm happy to be 51. I'm proud of the woman that I am. And the bottom line is, and so now you in your 50s, and you seeing this now? What changed?
Well, you know what? And that's a good question. And because I literally I'm a circular thinker.
Yes,
and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And what's changed? I mean, people do evolve.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
I think what is changing is, going back to our second term, is that been around the world and I have found my identity.
Ooh, can we bring that back? Can we circle that back again?
Yeah, and I think that's what it is.
Brilliant.
Is that
brilliant?
Because we welcome growth and change and evolution.
We do.
And so we're not knocking it, the fact that now or whatever, but it does feel a way, because it's almost like, you gave your best. You gave your best.
Your best. You gave your best.
And resented us, looked scornfully upon us, while giving your best.
Coming for next.
While giving your best. And now you're coming to us with reclamation, wanting us to reclaim, without making any amends.
Without making
and acknowledgement.
Too.
Because I think the psychological warfare that was placed on us with the complete ostracizing of us and the
ignoring the identity of who we are.
Yes. That it does damage on us psychologically. So it's not that we're not willing and ready to accept after now you're rebuilding.
Right.
Now you're rebuilding.
Facts.
And you're not only rebuilding maybe financially, but now you're also rebuilding emotionally and
physically for a lot of them.
And then we're not given
grace.
It would be more than, we're not even given
the consideration,
softness, tenderness.
Touché.
And
it's disheartening.
It is disheartening. It hurts.
Ladies, if you hear my passion, because as you see with Angie's the soft tone. Lolly is the getcha. And it's because it hurts. Yeah. Because what do we have to do? You told us that you want us to be better. We went out and became better. Yeah. You told us you wanted us to be supportive. We went out and got degrees and jobs to help support you. You told us that you wanted us to be an anchor for your goals and achievements. We went and bought the boat. I'm just saying. to help you sail on through. And throughout the changes in your life, you refuse to see us. And now that those changes in your life are slower, at a different pace, and at times for some men are declining, while we are still building, that now you want us to pick up the pieces that someone helped you damage yourself with. I'm not saying, and I'm going to go back to my point, I'm not saying that you don't date outside your race. I've dated outside my race. I prefer the brother, the chocolate, if you will. But I do, right? I prefer that, okay? But I never said I don't want to date my own when I was dating others. I never ostracized or forgot my identity when I dated others. If anything, they wanted to assimilate. Because I was standing in my truth on 10. And what I find is, or what we haven't found yet in New England, and ladies, this is why we need your experiences as well, is a brother who may have dated outside, who said, yeah, I did date outside, but why I feel at home and why I feel at peace with you is because.
Yeah. And that's it, you know, and I love the fact that you did bring in that point, is that we're not opposed to people dating outside of their race.
Of course we will.
Right. But yeah, no, I do feel like black men, like literally you're invisible. And I'm just thinking of like when I was in high school and like, okay, in the city of Boston, where predominantly, you know, in the schools that I went to, because it's also very segregated, you know, you know, but de facto, it's de facto
that part
segregated. In I think things have changed over the years, but when I was in high school, the girls that got the attention were if they weren't not black, they were of the lighter complected. They were Latina. No, they were Dominicans and Cape Verdeans, Puerto Ricans, and da. And that's what the black man was really going towards. You know, those were the women that were visible and got attention for the most part, or whatever the case is. So again, we're not bashing, and it's not a problem with that. But it was like literally, you wasn't even looked at
in your face.
A black woman is not desired or not looked at, and
obviously that must have made you feel like, well, maybe I'm not looked at because of this is what I'm liking, so let me overachieve.
Right.
Another word we're gonna have to bring up, because it's pushing.
Yeah, that'll be for next.
It's the next time. Yeah.
There's so many things that, you know, and we know that, again, these perspectives are limited because it's only through the eyes and lens of really what we've lived through and experienced. However,
if we had not heard this from other women in New England,
we've heard it. I've heard it, and you know, I do have a very diverse group of friends that are women, and
that's right, all in their own right, prospective careers too. Now, these ain't the average chicks, though, right?
Yes, and dating for them has just been awful and odd and weird, but
odd and weird.
Yeah, odd and weird.
Other words we have to use: odd and weird.
So you know, there's this conversation just really. I feel like there's more still questions than there were understanding and answers, because you know I would think we definitely need the black male perspective.
I agree.
So that they can tell us whether or not what we are thinking is correct. You know. So,
ladies, we have now come to the end of this first episode. As you see, we dig deep. Our goal again is to agree to disagree. This show airs once a week on both SoundCloud for the audio version and YouTube, our channel, which is Society in Motion, and that airs every Friday. So what we're going to ask is, please send in your words you'd like us to elaborate on. Please give us your direct and honest opinions. Listen, we don't care if you feel a way, say it. We good. We ready for that. Because we have to have open discussion about experiences. And again, as Angie mentioned, we're looking from our individual lenses.
Right. And this again, purpose of this, we definitely felt we, through our conversations, have a lot that we can offer to and to the community and to society and as a whole. The goal is always for growth and you know, to have very high level conversations. And so it's not only, even though Lolly is speaking to the ladies, this is for everyone.
It is.
And anyone who can have share some insights and
who's willing to share.
Absolutely. And also too, you know, we don't want to limit.
Yeah, we don't want to limit.
We do not want to limit. We do not want to place the limit on us. But so all are welcome to listen and watch. And we welcome your feedback and insight. And please send in your words that you would like to help us use to guide these conversations.
And we will take your comments with your words and incorporate them in our discussion.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
So until next time.
Until next time.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care. Bye. Everyone.